Welcome back, everybody. In this tutorial, we'll be reviewing favorites using Internet Explorer. We'll be exploring what a favorite is, how to use them, organizing them, and exporting and importing favorites. So let's begin. I've already got up a window here for Internet Explorer. So what we want to do is begin with favorites here. So you're probably asking yourself, what is a favorite? What does it do? A favorite is a saved link to a web address. Now, it's to your advantage to create favorites because it's just an easy way to access a website. You don't want to have to be typing in the web address every single time you want to go to a website. If you're using it frequently, you want something that'll get you there quickly, and a favorite will do that for you. So, let's go to a site really quick. Let's go to YouTube. And let's assume that we constantly go to YouTube and we want to add this to a favorite. So what do? Well, there's two things you could do. You could add this website to your favorites toolbar, or you could add it to the list of favorites that you have. Now, here I don't have the favorites toolbar listed. It's usually right below the address bar. So what you want to do if it's not showing up is go ahead and right click up here in the blue area, and you'll have the favorites bar there. Click on that and it'll bring it up. So let's do the first way of adding a favorite by clicking on the address here, dragging it down, and there you go. It's added to the favorites bar. The second way to add a favorite is to go over here to the right hand side on the little star, click on that, and click on the button Add to Favorites. Now here you have several options available. You could rename the favorite, you can add a new folder, and it'll show up here in this listing of folders. You could insert it into one of these folders, or you could just drop it into the general menu, which we'll do right now. So let's just add it. Go back to the favorites, and there you go. It's listed there, and it's going to also be listed in this folder, which is your favorites toolbar. So it's there as well. Okay, so let's say we've been using Internet Explorer for a while. We've been adding favorites left and right. We've been using it for, who knows, any given amount of time, let's say a year for instance, and we've got tons of favorites showing up. We went to all these sites, and for maybe the first 6 months we had 5 sites that we went to frequently. Then we changed out and we started going to other sites, and lo and behold, after a year we've got just a bunch of outdated links, a ton of different websites listed here, maybe duplicates as well. And we want to organize this because it's hard to navigate now to the sites that I want to go to, because either one doesn't work or they're here multiple times. I have to scroll through a long list, so we want to organize this. So how do we do that? Well, we're going to go back to the little star, go back to our favorites, and here we want to start organizing them. So next to the Add to Favorites, there's a little drop down. Click on that. We want to click on Organize Favorites. Now here in this window, it's going to show all the different favorites that you have. For myself, I don't have many listed here right now, but if we did, we could start cleaning it up this way. So we could start deleting them here. So since we've got YouTube twice, I could delete that. And up here I've got it in the favorites bar, so maybe I want to rename this and just call it YT for YouTube. Do that. We would create new folders. Maybe I want to create a social media folder for sites that I use, such as Facebook, for example. I could drop in Facebook there. We can move items too. So what if I created a new one just called Media and drag it out to the main listing here, and I want to drag YouTube into that. I could do that as well. So that's how you organize your favorites. The last item I'll be going over is exporting and importing favorites. So there come situations where you want to either export or import favorites because you have either a new computer, maybe you reinstalled your operating system, you just want to back it up, or you're switching browsers. So in those instances, you will need to either export or import your favorites. So let's go through the export process. So for now, we want to go to the little star, the favorites again. Go on this little drop down again next to add favorites and go to import and export. So here we want to export to a file. And where do we want to export it to? Well, we just want the favorites first of all. And we want all these folders. It's going to ask you where you want it put. So I'm just going to drop it into my desktop, and I'm just going to leave it as bookmarks. Click save and export. Then you're done. So it's simple as that. Let's go to our desktop. And there we go. There's our bookmarks. If you double click on it, it's just going to bring up the links that you have. I don't have many, so it's just going to bring up those 3 that I have. But it's got the folder substructures and everything. So that's where it is. Let's go back here. Now let's do the next function, which is importing it. So before I do that, I just want to show you an example here. Let's delete a couple things here. Delete that, delete this, because we're going to import it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so you want to click on this little down arrow again, import and export, and we're going to import from a file. Click on next. We want our favorites. Next. Now we got to browse to where the file is. So again, I left it on my desktop, so there it is, bookmark. Click next, and we want our favorites, so import, and we're done. Going back to our favorites, the little star icon. There we go. I've got my folders back. There's all the links that I had originally. So there we go. So the next item, the very last thing we're going to talk about here is import and export from another browser. So if you have another browser, you could always go back to import and export, and here import from another browser. Now for now, it's not recognizing my other browsers, but if it did, you would click on the little button there and go through the process, and it's pretty much the same thing. It's just gonna import whatever links I have on the other browsers. Now it's not recognizing my other browser because I just don't have any links there yet, so it's not going to import anything, so it can't really bring anything over. But for you, if you're using Firefox, Chrome, or some other browser that you downloaded, then you're probably going to want to bring all your bookmarks or favorites from those browsers over to this one if you're going to primarily use Internet Explorer for your main browser. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Thanks again for watching, and feel free to comment on this video, subscribe to my channel. You can do this to view more tutorial videos. Thank you.